So in our last video, we did some basic chair exercises. So for this one, we're just going to up it just a little bit. We're going to give you 3 or 4 more alternatives. They'll be slightly harder, but also based on what we've done, as you'll see going through it. So if you've done the other one, don't panic. I'm sitting away from the back of the chair, like again we did in the first one, so my core is already engaged here. Remember to roll your shoulders back, and if you do nothing else, this is working your core and realigning your posture and your spine at the same time. So the first one we're going to do is we're going to put our hands underneath the chair just for support. Okay, so you can put it on the side, you can put it here, depending on the chair that you have. And we're going to bring the knees in and take the knees out. So last one we did alternative legs. So when you bring the 2 of them together, it's a little bit harder. So the core works just that little bit more from here. If you want to take that to the next level, you can bring it over to the side, lift it up, take it over. So you can put your toes on the floor to make it easier. If you want to make it hard, you'll keep your feet off the ground. So I'm pulling them in, rotating, and bringing it down. So I'm cheating a little bit because my bum is moving. When you get good at this, you'll be able to just keep the bum a little bit more stationary and let the core do the work. So I'm pulling in, shifting, dropping down. Bring it back to center. So remember, like we did in the last one, maybe 4 or 5, because these are quite hard. That's enough. You can feel and hear my breathing is a little bit heavier because we've worked. So again, we'll show you one more. Relax the shoulders. Start, if you want to just start by bringing the knees in and taking the knees all the way down. So slowly brings it in. We're engaging the core, but my core is working all the way down. So this is the eccentric phase. This is where you're building the muscle. By slowly lowering, your muscles are working against gravity. They're trying to keep your legs up as long as possible before they hit the floor. So rather than doing this, and this is okay at the beginning, if you don't have much strength and you want to increase, that's okay. As you get a little bit stronger and you want to increase your strength, slowly try to bring it down nice and slow. Okay? And then always remember to take a breath and relax at the end. So that's our first exercise. Our second one, and I'll just turn the chair so that you can see it from the side and get a better angle, is similar to what we did in the last one. So in the last one, we did a basic sit-up where we just lean back to wherever was comfortable for you. And we come back up. So this one, we're going to do a variation of it. So in yoga, this is called the boat pose. And most people think this is a really hard posture. It's probably an intermediate pose. But a lot of people think, oh, I'll never be able to do that. But it's actually really, really easy because we've already done half of it in the last one. So depending on where you're sitting, try and sit as further away from the chair as possible if you're okay with this. As you can see, my shoulders are rolled back. I'm just bringing my back towards here, okay? So if you look at what's happening in my feet, as I come back, my feet are lifting. So basically what's happening is I'm balancing on what we call our seat bones, the bones that are underneath the pelvis. So I'm basically balancing, or on my bum, because my glute muscles are here. So that's really what's happening here. As I lean back, there's a natural movement here. So what we're going to do from here is we're going to bring the arms out in front, relax the shoulders. As I start to lean back, my tummy muscles kick in a little more, and so do my back muscles. And you can see my feet are already off the ground. Bring it back to center, reset. Bring the arms up, lean back. You can see there's a natural reaction. Bring it back to center. We'll do one more. Arms come up. So my shoulders stay relaxed all the way through this. They're not tense and tight. And I'm just gently leaning back till you go, oh, I can feel it on my tummy. And the feet will naturally lift. Bring it back and bring it back down. So that's your basic boat pose in the chair, nice and easy. If you want to take that a little bit further, we'll take the arms up. We can lean back like we did already, and then we can straighten maybe one leg. Maybe you can straighten two legs and bring the two of them together, which is a lot harder because the core is really working and bringing it up, bringing it back down. The only thing I will say is if you have lower back problems or disc problems, be very, very careful with this. Once you start to bring the legs and extend them out, that can put a lot more pressure onto the lower back, into the discs. So make sure that you're not in pain, and make sure that you check with your doctor if you have any sort of exercises. Here is a good way to work those because you're working your lower back. But again, just make sure for any of these exercises that you check with your doctor to make sure that everything is okay. So your basic form is here, it's like a sit-up. Then we bring the arms up, and then we allow the legs to lift naturally, and then you can play with alternating legs, bringing the two of them together and bring it back down. So that's your boat pose. Okay, it's a little bit harder. And then we're just going to relax and sit back into this. So there's a couple of extra exercises that are a little bit tougher. And again, these are to be done when you've mastered the first few. When you feel a little, the core's a little tighter, your back's a little stronger, you've got a little bit more energy, depending, especially if some of you may be on treatment, some of you might have come off the treatment. And when you come off treatments, like the chemo and things like that, you could take 5 to 6 weeks for the system to get back to normal from fatigue and things like that. Some of you maybe a bit quicker, some people a little bit longer. So don't force any of this, just do it all naturally. So the idea is if you do it slow, you can, I can feel the contraction. I can feel what's happening in the tummy and in my back. If we do it really quick, we don't necessarily feel it, and that's when we can do injury. Or we can fall, or we can topple, or we can pull muscles. So everything's going to be done really, really slow, really purposefully. Feel everything that's happening in the body. And by the time you've done the first video and then added these two little exercises to the end, this could be probably 6 to 2 months down the road when you add these in. You'll be in a lot better shape, and your core will be a hell of a lot stronger, and your back muscles will be a lot stronger. So best of luck on your journey. Remember to keep it slow, keep it simple, and be consistent.